What just came out of Chrisean Rock's mouth?
Ladies and gentlemen, grab your popcorn, lock your doors, and hide your group chats, because the internet just tripped, fell, and exposed its entire wig collection. What started as a casual livestream confession turned into a digital explosion. So loud it probably registered on NASA's drama radar. Chrisean just name-dropped Blueface, an NBA mystery man, and out of absolutely nowhere Diddy's aunt like she was reading Avengers roll call. And the timeline has not breathed normally since. This isn't tea. This is a Category 5 gossip hurricane with lightning, thunder, and receipt-shaped clouds. You know it's serious when fans stop arguing and start taking notes. Screenshots are flying. Old clips are being dug up like buried treasure. Comment sections look like courtroom transcripts. And right in the middle of this chaos, Karlissa jumps in like a reality show plot twist nobody scheduled, but everybody expected. This whole situation is messier than a celebrity group chat leak of 3 a.m. It's louder than a reunion episode with no security guards, and if drama were a sport, this would be the championship finals with overtime and broken scoreboards. Don't blink, don't scroll. Because every sentence in this saga sounds like it came from a script too wild for television. And too bold for PR teams. The situation didn't slowly build, it detonated. One moment the live session felt like the usual messy celebrity venting, and the next it sounded like somebody opened a vault labeled "Do Not Release." Chrisean started talking with that calm before the storm energy, the kind where you know sentences are about to come out wearing steel-toe boots. She said she was tired of narratives being controlled, tired of people rewriting timelines, tired of fake clean images. And whenever a celebrity says they're tired, the truth, or at least their version of it, usually shows up 5 seconds later with no seatbelt. She began circling the Blueface topic first. And you could feel the tension through the screen. Not yelling, not crying, that cool, steady delivery that hits harder than screaming. She suggested that what the public thinks they know and what actually happened behind closed doors are 2 completely different movies with the same trailer. According to her, conversations, promises, and private moves didn't line up with the public behavior fans were seeing. No paperwork shown, no receipts displayed, just statements dropped like verbal grenades. And the chat instantly split into Team Believe Her and Team Show Proof. Then she pivoted. And this is where the temperature jumped 10 degrees to what viewers quickly labeled the NBA mystery man. No direct identification, but enough breadcrumbs to turn social media into a detective agency operating on zero sleep and maximum speculation. She referenced an athlete, high profile, well known, with alleged private communication and interest that overlapped the timeline everyone thought belonged exclusively to Blueface drama. That was all it took. That's it. The internet doesn't need a full name. It needs a hint and WI-V. Within minutes, fan pages started cross-referencing follows, old comments, event photos, and mutual connections like conspiracy theorists. With premium software, highlight reels were paused and zoomed. Background figures in old pictures suddenly became possible suspects. People were out here analyzing emojis like they were encrypted government messages. You would think the FBI opened a romance division. And just when viewers thought the name drop roller coaster had reached the final loop, she mentioned a connection involving Diddy's aunt. Not a full accusation, not a detailed claim, more like a reference wrapped in implication. But online culture doesn't wait for clarity. It runs on interpretation, exaggeration, and turbocharged assumption. The second that name entered the conversation, the chat didn't just explode, it achieved liftoff. Because now this wasn't just relationship drama. This felt like industry circle drama, extended universe drama, cinematic universe crossover drama. Let's be clear, at this stage, these were claims and implications made during an emotional talk, not verified facts carved into marble. But social media treats live statements like courtroom verdicts and halftime shows at the same time. Nuance gets evicted, context gets mugged in an alley, and speculation buys a mansion. The first reaction wave hit instantly. Supporters framed Her as finally telling her truth after being silenced and misrepresented, critics framed it as emotional venting mixed with strategic headline creation. Neutral observers, the most dangerous group, said, "I'm not picking sides, but this is entertaining," which is internet language for pulling up a chair and turning notifications on. Clips began circulating within minutes, and you already know the formula: dramatic captions, red arrows, shock emojis, slow zoom edits, titles like "She finally said IT" and "This changes everything." Reaction streamers fired up their cameras so fast you'd think their chairs were ejector seats. Everyone suddenly had analysis. Everyone suddenly had insider sources. Amazing how the internet produces experts the way popcorn machines produce snacks, instantly and loudly. Meanwhile, old interviews resurfaced. Past arguments were replayed like classic sports highlights. Statements that once sounded minor now sounded suspicious. Jokes that once sounded playful now sounded coded. That's how retroactive drama works. It turns yesterday's throwaway line into today's smoking cannon. And hanging over all of it was the Blueface connection, the center of gravity in this drama solar system. Because whenever his name is involved, the story doesn't walk, it sprints downhill carrying gasoline. Fans revisited every public interaction, every breakup rumor, every reconciliation clip, every social post like archaeologists brushing dust off artifacts labeled messy era. What made this moment hit harder was tone. Chrisean didn't sound like she was performing. She sounded like she was unloading. And whether viewers believed every word or not, authenticity or perceived authenticity is social media rocket fuel. People forgive lack of proof faster than they forgive boredom. Comment sections turned into digital battlegrounds. One side yelling, "She's exposing everything." The other yelling, "This is reckless." A third group yelling, "Who is the NBA player though?" Because priorities are priorities. Memes spawned at light speed. Someone edited the situation into a mock crime board with strings and photos. Another compared the name drop sequence to a cinematic post-credits scene setting up 3 sequels and a spin-off series. And through all this noise, one expectation hovered like a storm cloud. Karlissa was going to respond. Not maybe, not possibly, inevitably. Because when your name or your circle gets pulled into a public drama tornado, silence is not the brand, silence is not the style, silence is not the setting. Viewers didn't just wait. They refreshed like traders watching stock prices crash, because everyone knew the next response wouldn't lower the temperature. It would bring a flamethrou ear. And that's exactly where the tension locked in. Right at the moment when the first reveal wave settled and the retaliation phase was about to begin. The internet leaned forward collectively like an audience. Right before the beat drops, the pieces were on the board. The names were in the air. The reactions were loading. The second wave of this chaos didn't arrive quietly. It kicked the door off the hinges wearing steel boots and holding a megaphone. Because right when the internet finished arguing about what Chrisean meant, Karlissa stepped into the chat like a plot twist with Wi-Fi. And when she responded, it wasn't a gentle tap, it was a full-volume broadcast with attitude, history, and emotional thunder. You could practically see the comment sections put their seatbelts back on. Karlissa didn't treat the situation like gossip. She treated it like a courtroom mixed with a family reunion mixed with a reality show finale. Her tone said, "I've been waiting to say this," and the delivery said, "And I'm not using indoor voice." She pushed back hard on the narrative, forming online, questioning motives, timing, and intent. According to her angle, this wasn't brave truth-telling. This was selective storytelling with premium exaggeration filters turned on. And just like that, the story gained a second engine. Now the internet had to microphones and 0 moderators. Supporters on each side started moving like fan armies, not fans' armies. Digital soldiers with usernames and ring lights. One camp saying Chrisean finally broke the silence. The other camp saying Karlissa finally corrected the record. Neutral viewers still eating popcorn like it's a competitive sport. Reaction creators multiplied like gremlins in a rainstorm. Every channel suddenly had exclusive insight. Amazing how exclusives appear after the clip goes viral. Body language experts showed up. Tone analysts showed up. Thumbnail creators put flames, lightning bolts, and red circles around absolutely nothing. If exaggeration were currency, everyone in this moment was a billionaire. Then the meme wave hit, and memes are the true sign a scandal has reached full maturity. Edits appeared comparing the situation to reality show reunion episodes, courtroom dramas, and superhero crossover events. Someone posted a fake movie poster with all the names listed like an action film cast. Someone else edited dramatic orchestra music under the clips so every pause sounded like a betrayal reveal. The internet doesn't just watch drama hit. Produces special effects. Meanwhile, speculation around the so-called NBA mystery man reached Olympic levels of stretching. People weren't connecting dots anymore. They were inventing new shapes. A random like from 2 years ago became evidence. A shared event appearance became confirmation. A mutual follow became case closed. At this point, logic left the chat, packed a suitcase, and went on vacation. Pop culture comparisons started flying everywhere. Commenters said this storyline had more twists than 3 seasons of a streaming thriller. Others said daytime talk shows should just shut down because social media already replaced them with better lighting and worse fact-checking. One viral post called it the extended mess universe phase 4, and the Diddy scent reference, that stray lightning bolt, kept echoing through discussions. Not because of verified details, but because unexpected names create maximum curiosity. The less clear the connection, the louder the speculation. That's how online drama math works. Clarity equals calm. Ambiguity equals wildfire. Influencers jumped in with inside sources. Funny how these sources always arrive after the views do. Some claimed the industry circles were buzzing. Others claimed private calls were happening behind the scenes. A few said lawyers were probably stretching before entering the game. True or not? The idea of behind-the-curtain panic made viewers lean in even harder. Old clips resurfaced again, but now with new interpretation. Past jokes were labeled hidden messages. Past arguments were labeled previews. Past reconciliations were labeled strategy. The internet re-edits history faster than a documentary director with a deadline. And through all this, sarcasm became the dominant language. Posts popped up saying things like, sure, totally normal week, just casual celebrity triangle plus bonus industry relative reveal before lunch. Others joked that group chats across the entertainment world must look like emergency war rooms right now. Someone wrote, Netflix is taking notes and canceling 3 shows to make room for this storyline. What made this escalation hit harder was momentum. The story didn't pause between reactions, it stacked them. Each response fueled the next video, which fueled the next reaction, which fueled the next rumor. It was a self-feeding drama engine, running on speculation and screen recordings. Even people who claimed they were tired of the drama somehow knew every update within 6 minutes. That's social media hypocrisy cardio, complaining while refreshing. Brand watchers started asking reputation questions. Would this hurt careers? Would this boost visibility? Would controversy convert to clicks? Because in influencer economics, outrage is sometimes just marketing wearing a fake mustache. Some argued the chaos was damaging. Others argued attention is the most valuable currency online. And everybody involved just got richer in visibility. The divide between this is messy and this is genius publicity became its own debate. Analysts, self-appointed, of course, started framing the situation like a chess match instead of a meltdown. Every statement became a move. Every reaction became a counter. Congratulations, the internet turned emotional conflict into a strategy board. But underneath the jokes, edits, and sarcasm, one truth sat quietly in the corner. Relationships, personal and professional, were being publicly stress-tested in real time. And once private tension becomes public spectacle, it never goes back into the box neatly. It comes back wrinkled, louder, and monetized. And just when people thought the escalation hit its ceiling, more responses started getting teased, more lives hinted. More I'll speak soon posts appeared, the four most dangerous words. In online celebrity language. By the time the third phase of this saga rolled in, the internet wasn't just watching anymore. It was invested like a shareholder in Chaos Incorporated. This wasn't gossip at this point. This was a multi-episode franchise with spin-offs, fan theories, and emotional DLC. And the fallout started showing exactly where these situations always land. Reputation, relationships, and the unpredictable stock market of public opinion. Let's start with image impact, because in celebrity culture, image is oxygen. Once controversy attaches itself to your name, it doesn't knock, it moves in and rearranges the furniture. Chrisean supporters framed her as fearless and unfiltered. The kind of person who says what others are too media trained to admit. Critics framed the same behavior as reckless and combustible. Same moment, two completely different headlines depending on who's writing them. That's not public relations, that's public roulette. Blueface's name being dragged back into center frame guaranteed one thing: renewed scrutiny. Old clips got replayed like classic reruns nobody asked for but everybody watched. Commentary channels reopened archived folders like historians of havoc. Every past disagreement suddenly felt relevant again. That's the danger of unresolved public storylines. They never die, they hibernate. Karlissa's fiery response reshaped her role in the narrative to her supporters. She looked like the defensive general protecting family territory. To critics, she looked like gasoline meeting flame with a marching band. Strong reactions always split audiences straight down the middle. Nobody calls it kind of bold. It's either heroic or disastrous depending on which comment you read first. And the NBA mystery angle, still unconfirmed, still unnamed, created a strange shadow effect. When a figure is implied but not identified, suspicion becomes a roaming spotlight. Fans start side-eyeing everyone. Every athlete interaction gets examined like slow-motion replay. Innocent social media activity suddenly looks like coded communication to people wearing conspiracy goggles. That kind of vague reveal doesn't close doors, it opens 20 more. The Diddy scent reference continued floating around like an unsolved riddle. With no hard details attached, it transformed into pure speculation fuel. Some dismissed it as emotional overtalk. Others treated it like a breadcrumb to a bigger hidden map. That's the internet's favorite hobby, building skyscrapers on top of single sentences. Behind the scenes, or at least what observers imagine is behind the scenes, this is usually where phones start ringing. Advisors call, friends call, lawyers allegedly clear their throats dramatically. Whether that actually happened or not, the idea of it adds cinematic flavor. And online audiences love imagining backroom conversations with phrases like damage control and statement strategy. Brand partnerships and future deals always enter the chat during moments like this, not because every scandal destroys opportunity. Sometimes it increases visibility, but because unpredictability makes sponsors nervous. Companies love attention, but they prefer the calm, polished, predictable kind. This situation was none of those. This was attention doing backflips off a moving vehicle. Relationship dynamics also take a hit when everything becomes content. Private conflict turned public spectacle changes how people interact afterward. Trust gets weird. Conversations get shorter. Screenshots become feared creatures. When every disagreement could become tomorrow's headline, silence starts looking very attractive. Fan communities, meanwhile, hardened into loyalty camps. Not viewers, defenders, not subscribers, sworn knights of the comment realm. Lines were drawn. Narratives were chosen. Evidence was selectively accepted like a picky eater choosing fries and rejecting vegetables. That's how digital loyalty works. Emotional first, factual second, volume always. What's fascinating is how quickly outrage transforms into entertainment. Day 1. This is shocking. Day 3. This is content. By this stage, remix culture fully took over. Parody voiceovers appeared. Fake courtroom edits circulated. Someone turned the timeline into a mock documentary trailer with dramatic narration and thunder sounds. Nothing becomes fewer faster than unresolved celebrity tension. But here's the twist nobody likes admitting: scandals don't just damage. They redefine, they redraw how audiences see every future move. Every post becomes interpreted through the drama lens. Every silence becomes suspicious. Every new friendship becomes strategic. Once the perception filter changes, it rarely resets to factory settings. And yet, somehow, controversy also feeds relevance. The same storm that creates backlash also creates visibility. Channels grow, names trend, search traffic spikes, reaction ecosystems flourish. It's messy, loud, and strangely profitable for everyone except peace and quiet. The biggest unanswered questions now hover like sequel bait. Will more names be clarified? Will receipts appear? Will anyone walk statements back? Or will this remain one of those legendary internet mysteries that gets referenced forever with the phrase, "Remember when that happened?" Because unresolved drama has incredible shelf life. It becomes legend. It becomes lore. It becomes that story new viewers discover 6 months later and say, "How did I miss this madness?" One thing is guaranteed. This saga didn't close a door. It opened a hallway full of more doors with flickering lights and dramatic music playing behind each one. And in the celebrity chaos universe, when the hallway lights flicker, it means another reveal is loading. Which means stay alert. Because the next confession, reaction, or accidental exposure is probably already warming up backstage. Alright, if your jaw is on the floor, your group chat is on fire, and your brain is still trying to process what you just heard. Congratulations, you survived another episode of elite-level celebrity chaos. And trust me, this drama buffet is all you can eat and never closes. 1 reveal drops, 3 reactions spawn, 5 rumors hatch, and 10 comment wars are born. Wars are born. This is not a scandal, this is a cinematic universe of mess. Now I need you to do 3 very important things, and no, this is not optional homework from Drama University. First, smash that like button like it owes you back rent. Don't. Tap it politely, hit it with emotional damage. Second, drop your wildest theory in the comments. Who knew what? Who's bluffing? Who's about to go live and make this 10 times louder? I read the comments, and yes, the comment section is basically the after-show reunion with fewer security guards. And if you're not subscribed yet, what are you doing watching peacefully? We don't do peace here, we document digital disasters in high definition. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications so when the next celebrity truth grenade rolls across the timeline, you're not the last one showing up asking, "Wait, what happened?" Because over here, scandals don't trickle, they drop like surprise albums. Receipts appear out of nowhere, exposes show up unannounced, reactions go nuclear without warning. This channel is basically a weather radar for celebrity storms, and forecast says 100% chance of outrage with scattered revelations. Share this video with that friend who says I'm done with drama but somehow knows every detail. You know, the one. Yes, them. Stay loud, stay curious, and remember, in the world of fame and fallout, normal is canceled. See you in the next episode.